If you've made it this far, you're one radical son of a bitch. This is Spoilers. This is Spoilers. Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm rad.
Brad?
I'm staunch.
I'm
righteous.
Yes, you
Brett's in
are.
the lead already. Okay.
That's off to a good start.
I am your host, Stevie. Welcome to Spoilers, and today we are discussing the 1991 classic, some would say masterpiece, Point Break. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, starting from, let's go east to west. Who's the most eastest?
Jordan.
Jode.
That'd be me, Stevie.
Okay, let's introduce yourself, and James Cameron produced this movie. What's your least favorite James Cameron movie?
Yeah, this is Jordan. I'm recording from North Carolina. I haven't seen a ton of James Cameron movies.
Good for you. Good for you.
I haven't seen, isn't Titanic his movie? I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I guess probably Avatar, because that's one of the few that I've seen that I think is just pretty overrated. But
Solid choice.
No staunch opinions on James Cameron.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Tie game. All right, who's next?
Probably me, I guess.
Staunch Brett.
Staunch Brett, what's
Yeah.
up?
What's up, guys? This is Brett. I'm in Fort Wayne. Yeah, so I don't have.
Okay, what's your
I'm
favorite
looking-
James
I'm
Cameron
looking
movie?
through, Terminator.
The first
Yes,
one?
I heard the spoilers review. So
It wasn't kind,
Aliens
Brett.
is pretty good too.
It was not
Oh, I
kind.
know. It's not. I got mad at you guys. I didn't listen for like months. I've gotten mad at you during two podcasts: Terminator and Cool Runnings.
Hans Zimmer's best
But-
work. Let's see. Mikey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mikey recording out of Elkhart. I agree with Jordan. Avatar is not that good of a movie, but I do like Terminator. Terminator's pretty good, so
Solid.
I also agree with Brett.
You the man, Mikey.
Staunch opinion. George.
Yep.
Hi, this is Josh. I'm from Goshen. Piranha Part 2, The Spawning's got to be his worst. I'm looking at his IMDb. I've never seen that movie. Sounds horrible, though. I really liked what you said at the beginning of the pod, though, Stevie. If anyone's made it this long, with us, spoilers, because this is episode 168? We're getting close
170, I
to
believe.
200? 170?
171.
171.
Incredibles is 169, and we talked about that extensively on that podcast.
Well, sorry, I haven't listened to that one yet, as it's not released at the time of this recording. But yeah, you can go on to the next person.
I think that's me.
Pappy?
I'm Pappy. I'm coming from Denver, Colorado. I'm the most west of everybody, and I had famously never seen a James Cameron movie when this podcast started, but since then I've seen Terminator with you, Stevie, and we talked about that.
It's a terrible movie.
And then I saw Titanic, which, believe it or not, I liked least than Terminator. So I would say Titanic is his worst movie, and it's super long.
I can't believe you saw it.
Very long.
I thought I'd never lived the day to hear you say you saw it.
I finished the AFI 100. I saw all of those movies,
Did
and
you-
Titanic was unfortunately one of them's movies.
What was your least favorite?
Titanic.
Out of all the AFI?
Yes, out of all
the
all
AFI.
100 movies.
Oh, man.
What was next least favorite?
Next least favorite was probably D.W. Griffith's 3-hour silent film Intolerance, which I would rather watch than Titanic.
God damn.
That was a young Leo. A spry Leo.
Very spry.
Why are you talking about James Cameron, Stevie, our host?
Because he
Isn't this a
co-wrote the
Catherine Bigelow
screenplay
movie?
with his ex-wife, Catherine Bigelow, and he produced this movie. And it makes me sad that I like something that's attached to James Cameron. Is that a good enough explanation for you, Pap?
No, I was just trying to transition over to you.
You
but
like Aliens too, didn't you, Stevie? Aliens?
Yeah, it's the best Alien by far.
James Cameron wrote
It
that
still
movie.
makes me sad, Brett.
Okay.
God, it's a staunch opinion. Anyway, let's get into Point Break. A young 25-year-old Keanu Reeves, ex-all-conference quarterback, has me and Pappy were talking about earlier. Who says all conference?
It's
says
a staunch honor to be all conference quarterback.
Isn't that like a high school term?
Yeah, kind of. All conference, all district, all state. People use it in college, too. It's just not as good as All-American.
How is he a young 25? He's actually 25 in this movie.
What are you getting at?
You said he was a young 25. I'm confused.
Well, I mean, it's weird to look at me like Keanu Reeves looks so young and sounds so young, and also, how did he make it in the FBI so quickly?
Timeline doesn't add up.
Why doesn't it add up,
Because he goes to law school. Well, like, okay, let's say he was quote-unquote all-conference, which I think that if you watch that part of the movie back, Patrick Swayze's lips clearly say Heisman, and they had to ADR over that shit because it's probably like trademarked or something. They didn't want it in a bank robbing movie. But it wouldn't make sense because he's like all-conference, then he like misses his window by 2 years, then graduates undergraduate, then goes to law school, then graduates top of his class or whatever.
Top 2%.
Top 2%. Yeah, and then I feel like by that time you'd have to be at least 28, 29, 30, right?
I staunchly disagree with that.
Why, Brett? Why?
God damn it.
I don't know. Just if you're smart and you're good and you're athletic and you are natural at it, I'm sure you can get through all that stuff. Leave college at 21, law school 2-3
doesn't change,
years.
though.
But I guess in this scenario, then he would have had to been like the all Big Ten first
All
team
conference.
when he was 18 years old. And that would mean that he just gave up on his football career after that. That doesn't make any sense.
Wasn't law school a lie, though? Wasn't that his cover story?
That's what I said. That's what I
thought
said
that's how he got
earlier.
into Quantico.
Special Agent John, Utah, day number 1 in L.A. Welcome aboard. We're going over your personnel records. Very impressive.
Thank you.
You may very well have been in the top 2% of your class at Quantico, but quite frankly, son, out here you have exactly 0 hours of experience in the field. You know nothing. In fact, you know less than nothing. If you even knew that you knew nothing, that'd be something, but you don't.
Yes, sir.
You need a solid breakfast, Utah?
Or that he at least, not necessarily a lawyer, he just went to law school. I think you got to do something in justice or something to get into the FBI.
I love how of all the things that don't make sense in the movie, we're caught up on like his years in law school.
What do you
It's
think Johnny
important, damn
Utah's undergraduate degree was in? What did he?
Well, if he went to North Carolina, it was probably book reading.
Ooh.
Arts and humanities?
Yeah,
Sorry, Jordan. We can edit that out if we want.
African American studies. But yeah, he's brand new to the force. He gets assigned to the bank robbery division in L.A., which he has a photographic memory and can just start shouting out stats as he's walking through. What's that doctor's name in Scrubs?
Cox.
Dr. Cox.
John C. McGinley.
Yeah, Dr. Cox. He was hilarious in this movie. But pretty much this is like setting up all the exposition, as well as we get an awesome bank robbing scene in the beginning with the ex-presidents. Brett, take us through that.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Everybody freeze! Everybody move! Keep your hands up and your eyes down! Back away from the counters! Hands on your head now! You have another gun! Everybody out behind your desk on the floor! Move it! Now, get down! What's the matter with you people? You, out of the cubicle! Get out of my way! Now back away from the counter and get your fucking hands up! Bitch, what's the matter with you? Hey, you got your wax? Back away, keep your hands where I can see them! Now! Hands up! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the ex-presidents, and we need just a few moments of your time. We've been screwing you for years, so a few more seconds shouldn't matter, now should it? On the floor, asshole. Your money's insured, so it's not worth dying for. How you doing, Dick? Just implementing our own personal plan of deregulation, Mr. President.
They come in, they're all have presidential masks. Some are Democrats, some are staunch. And
Oh my God.
Best usage so far.
The commanding
they
lead.
yell at people, but, you know, they're kind of like, they don't seem to want to really hurt anybody, and they don't.
They're kind of rounding them up in cages, just kind of pushing them off to one side of the bank.
Yep.
Was this pre-Heat or post-Heat?
This is 1991.
What was Heat, 94?
95.
Damn.
95.
Good memory, Brett. I don't know. I just like the camera work a lot in the beginning, like robbery with the ex-presidents, as well as,
Yes.
I mean, just for like long tracking shots and just had a really good command of what they were doing.
They had the really classic line in there that was like, "We're the ex-presidents. We've been effing you for years. What's a few more minutes longer?" I laughed.
They do all the voices too. That's pretty cool. I like how they do that.
I am not a crook.
Yeah, he says that like 9 times.
God, so many times.
They even call themselves by their names when they're in the car. It's really weird.
Jimmy, how much
That's
time
kind of
you got?
smart, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, not using real names and stuff. It's also like a really, I don't know, kind of like a dig at American capitalism or whatever, wearing these presidential masks or whatever. It's kind of like they kind of have like a metaphor going on when they're going on these bank robberies. It's
Jordan,
kind of cool.
better masks, the nuns in the town or
Definitely the
president's
ex-presidents. Yeah, for sure, the presidents.
Jordan, is The Town your favorite bank robbery movie?
No, it's not.
Young Guns
I did
is.
not feel the need to defend The Town at all. It was just a choice for spoilers.
You also picked Heat, to be fair. You
did pick the best
bank robbery
one.
movies are kind of your thing.
Yeah.
They're both kind of westerns in their own way.
Were you going to say something, Josh?
I was just going to say on IMDb, I had read that the presidents in this movie actually die in the same order that the presidents die in real life. Just a little piece of trivia.
They should have had one of them be Kennedy and have like his head explode in the back.
Just like that a really explicit.
That can't be true though, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, Carter's still
Yeah,
alive.
Carter's alive.
Was he the last to die?
No, Bodie was Reagan.
Josh, you're making up trivia. Can't have that.
Hey, I
Dumbass.
read it.
Get
Someone
off the
else.
episode.
Boop.
Are you saying the internet lied?
IMDb's usually
Was that
pretty
IMDb
safe.
fact?
Yeah, it was.
Who submitted that? Can you see their username?
Jim
I wanna shame them.
McMasters.
Yeah, sure. I'll look it up. I'll get back to you.
Thanks. Okay.
But Keanu Reeves, Johnny Utah, is assigned to his partner, Gary Busey, a.k.a. Pappas, which we have a Pappy on here.
Hey now.
And he-
I love that scene too. 'Cause Gary Busey's bitching about having to dive in the pool.
I don't think I could do that. Could you guys do that?
What is that exercise? Picking up bricks
Is that in case
blindfolded?
you're like
When does that
trapped
ever come
underwater,
up?
need to find a key, and you can't see?
It's the early 90s. They just do whatever they want for like exercise. It's just like, oh, this seems hard. Like, let's do that for exercise and training.
Another classic FBI training exercise is getting chased by a dog.
The drill instructor was like, Pappas, give me 2 bricks.
Me too. But he's way over the hill. A lot of his coworkers around him don't respect him. Did it seem like he never advanced in his career?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what they were kind of digging at?
Doing bank robbery for 22 years is not a very good thing. I
Yeah.
can't.
Well, they said he was kind of like a laughingstock after he suggested that these guys were surfers
That
like
was
a couple
his-
years before.
Yeah, that was his crackpot theory. And Johnny Utah.
When like the opening scene, John C. McGinley's like, we don't smoke and we don't drink. And we see Gary Busey both smoke cigars constantly throughout this movie and chug Jack Daniels on the job while they're trying to solve the case.
and eat meatball subs.
At one point, they're eating Chinese and drinking Coronas
Chinese,
in the cop's office.
And surfing on desks.
I do have an IMDb update for those interested.
Jim McMaster's update?
No. The IMDb.
Breaking news.
That false piece of trivia I gave was actually my fault. The trivia is that the members are killed in the order of which the presidents actually served in office.
that makes
okay,
sense.
this makes
way
sense.
more sense.
So totally my bad.
You're back on the episode, Josh. Thanks for clearing that up.
Beep, weep.
But one of my favorite scenes of this whole movie is when Utah's he's brand new, and they say there's a drop car, and Johnny Utah is like, we'll cover it, much to Gary Busey's dismay. Pap, you want to break down this scene for us? I just found it absolutely hilarious.
What am I thinking? If you couldn't crack it with all your years of experience, it's impossible to conceive that I might have something to offer, right? Well, maybe I can do better than some over-the-hill burnout.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Maybe you ought to just take some early retirement right now and get some rent-a-cop night security job. Tell Nom stories.
Listen, you snot-nosed little shit! I was taking shrapnel and K-Son while you were crapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face!
You mad?
Yeah, I'm mad!
Good and mad!
Yeah, what do you want to do about it?
Feels good, doesn't it? Like you're still alive, right? Yeah! Well, since you're still alive and you're not in the box just yet, why don't you tell me this theory of yours and we'll go get these guys?
Like when they're up on Mulholland Drive,
Yes.
actually with the car.
Yes.
Okay, so they're investigating the car, and Gary Busey's super annoyed that they're having to like do their job, and they're like analyzing like the back sweat and everything. Keanu's got like a flashlight poking in the car, and Gary Busey kind of like says, this isn't gonna go anywhere." Keanu gets in his face and gets him all riled up and says something like, "Oh, maybe when I'm old like you, man, I'll quit." And they just start screaming at each other.
Does it feel good?
Yeah.
This is how he riled up his teammates on Ohio State.
He's like,
In the meantime, like the regular FBI agents are like looking over at them while they're still doing their jobs. Like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah, my favorite line from that part is when he's like, "Are you angry? Yeah. Does it make you feel good?" And Gabe Busey's like, "Yeah." It's so weird.
There's also great subtlety where it's like all the CSI, like all the photographers are just staring at them like, what in the fuck are they doing?
They keep looking over like, what the hell?
Was anything found in this car? Was this where the sex wax was found, or is that just a previous crime scene?
He'd been researching it for a while. He said he became an expert on wax, so.
Mm-hmm. Did they pull some sand or something? I don't know.
I think they did some like gas chromatography and got like the chemical makeup, and that's kind of how they started
on the hair, like the hair chase.
Yeah, which just seems really dumb, but yeah.
They could have gotten hair so much easier. Can we talk about that?
Exactly.
Those scenes are so cheesy.
Wait, how would they get hair easier?
Like,
I don't know. Grab it off of their towel when they go
yeah,
surf.
you can find a hair.
Watch out, bro! You had something in your ear.
Yeah,
Gary Busey literally goes behind the guy with the biggest fro in the world and just chops off his hair.
This is how you get a hair, Jordan. Watch where a person is when they leave, go to where they were, and find the hair. You don't go up to them and act like there's a leech on their ear. And like, is that what he was doing to his buddy? He's like, "You have a sucker on you?"
Yeah.
Gary Busey was like one step away from having gay sex with a surfer guy to get a hair.
Have any of you guys ever surfed?
Heck no.
No, sharks.
Yeah, ocean, are you nuts?
Not an ocean, no.
I think this movie showed
Pappy,
that you don't
don't
just
surf.
casually surf.
Pappy, don't surf.
Yeah, they hate you.
You'll get kicked out of the ocean.
Try to beat your ass, yeah.
You get beat up by Anthony
Gotta watch out
Kiedis.
for fists.
While he's singing under the bridge. It's crazy.
Yep.
I should try that, actually.
This the guy?
Yeah. Okay. I know. This is where you tell me all about how locals rule and yuppie insects like me shouldn't be surfing the break and all that, right?
Nope. That would be a waste of time.
We're just gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Chili Pepper fan. Like, when he was in this movie, were they pretty big or are they still up and coming?
I think this is right after Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. I think that was 90.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
giving it away at that point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Was that him? Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that.
He looked just like Trevor from Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park
What?
Boys? Yeah, a little bit.
In this movie, I thought he looked just like Trevor.
You can do this, Ricky.
What do you guys think of his acting performance? Because we talked about David Bowie in Labyrinth as far as musicians acting.
Not the best.
Classic.
Well, he only had like one line. It's like, "We're just gonna fuck you up" or something. And I was like,
Well, he
only
got
line?
shot in the foot and he has like a close-up.
Yeah, he was screaming in the bedroom, too, so.
His bulge was significantly less prominent than David Bowie's, so gotta give the nod to Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of the build up after this is awesome because like every awesome '90s movie, there's a love story. Keanu Reeves finds the girl that he will later become Eskimo Bros with Bodie with.
Patty Mayonnaise.
What?
Lori Petty is the voice of Patty Mayonnaise.
Seriously?
Yeah, 100% seriously. And she's that chick on Orange is the New Black, but most famously known for Patty Mayonnaise.
or A League of Their Own.
Or Free
Patty
Willy,
mayonnaise.
which Jordan knows.
Definitely not.
Yeah, Free
Ooh,
Willy.
Free Willy, you're right.
But Pappy, I thought Patty mayonnaise was a euphemism for Eskimo brothers, and it kind of makes sense.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah.
Oh, that's gross. Oh my god.
Josh, that is... You're off the pod. Anyway,
Jeez.
that's gross, dude. Can we edit that out?
Staunch.
This is the most grossly staunch thing you've ever said on this pod.
Pat said it, okay? God.
Patty Mayonnaise. But he gets the license plate from who is the voice of Patty Mayonnaise, and she has a huge criminal rap sheet, and she runs around with all these surfers. And I thought there was this great line where, like, they were going over her past to see if Johnny Utah could get it in with her. And they go, both parents deceased, died in a plane crash. And Keanu Reeves looks down at the computer screen and just goes, that's it. Perfect.
Perfect. There's
I'm
also
gonna
the part
catfish the hell out of
where
this
she's
girl.
she's been arrested for indecent exposure in a car, and they're like, "Oh, that means she's sexual. She's promiscuous."
Yeah, so he wants to get surf lessons from her. After learning how to surf somewhat, he goes out and tries to infringe on everybody's territory. And this is where he gets attacked by the four surfers, including the lead singer from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then Bodie shows up out of nowhere and saves the day. Who here just thought Roadhouse the entire time?
Oh, me. I just watched it like 2 weeks ago.
What a great movie. Like when he was doing those roundhouses, I was like, Roadhouse, Roadhouse, Roadhouse!
Oh, same Roundhouse for sure.
So awesome. And that's how he gets introduced into Bodie. And also, there's a great save by Gary Busey in there where Johnny Utah just disappears. And a very 90s line where he's like, Johnny, did you meet a girl? Are you getting some action down there?
I thought you were going to say his save when he's realized that Johnny's in like dire straits. So he's like runs to save him, but then
That is a
Patrick
great
Swayze
scene.
already has, and he's like, "Hey, I was worried about my dog Skippy or something like that."
No, he's like, a kid stole my stereo.
Stereo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Skippy's later, I guess.
But yeah, speaking of Skippy, those four surfers that attacked him, they lead back to pretty much this crack dungeon, and they're going to do a raid on it.
Oh, Lord.
Who wants to talk about this amazing raid and everything it entails?
Oh. Yeah, what?
Have you seen my dog? I got a little dog I'm missing. It's a cockapoo like
Look,
thing.
I
He's
don't know
got his
anything
nose.
about your fucking dog.
Oh, wait. Colin, this is Utah. Get Angelo out of there. They're pulling out a fucking arsenal. Utah, repeat. Say again. Colin, you copy? Colin! Alvarez! Don't let him pull his badge! Fuck! I can't hear jack shit over the lawnmower. Christ!
Including naked crack horse stabbing cops.
I think this was my first nudity scene in film.
Okay,
Just wanna
Josh,
get
you
that
break
out.
down the raid, including a hungover and over sex Johnny Utah.
So Johnny Utah is like all tired from sex and surfing the night before. He gets there late. Just
He gets
in
the
ti-
SNS, man.
Yeah, just in time to like get ribbed, but they're like in the middle.
Almost late to your own raid. Can't believe you.
Yeah, what a punk. But he joins the guys by the house. A lawnmower starts, so like communication breaks down, and the guys in the house, even though it's like a crack den, they're very alert. Probably because there's been
Because
like
of the cocaine, probably.
Yeah, because of the amphetamines for sure.
Heavily armed.
So Gary
Oh, yeah.
Busey like breaks
Indeed.
in, and this guy just opens fire on him, and from then on, it's just chaos, shooting, and fighting. Which I don't know why you guys hate it so much. It's pretty pulpy. I don't know. It's entertaining.
Hey, what?
I don't hate it at all.
Did anybody
love this
notice
raid.
that woman got shot in the back like 3 times and she had like no wounds or blood or just kept screaming?
Which one?
Dude, Gary Busey saved her. The one in the lingerie?
No, dude, I think you're wrong.
Busey saved
she
the day.
saved him.
Busey saved
She saved
the day.
him.
The one at the front door?
Yeah.
She got shot like
She
3
was a
times.
human shield. He used her
For
as
sure.
a human
Thank
shield.
you, Joe. Thank you.
I think she was missed.
She's just a
though.
crack whore. She's not a real
they were
person.
I think
both-
it just looked like it went in.
They were both missed.
Staunchly against human shields.
Yeah.
I think Jordan's taking the lead. But yeah, everything goes to hell. Anthony Kiedis gets shot in the foot. Did he shoot himself?
Yeah.
He got hit by a door and the gun pointed towards the ground.
I'm not even gonna
He
lie.
seems-
This build
he
up
seems
was
real stupid.
awesome.
When I was 6 years old and I saw that, it was scary, but now it was definitely an LOL moment to see Anthony Kiedis like,
How awesome was it for you at a 6-year-old to see a naked crack whore, though?
oh man, my mind was blown by
Bags.
all that stuff going on. I was like, drugs, boobs, guns,
Human shields.
football, surfing.
Also, there's a great intense scene where it spills into the back, I think with the character Warchild and Johnny Utah, where Warchild puts his face nearly against a lawnmower.
Oh.
Got my heart racing, man. Not even gonna lie.
Is that what lawnmowers looked like back in the day, Brett?
No, we didn't have motors on ours. We just had those little rotating blades.
Yeah, I used to use a Scythe,
He
actually.
had a dinosaur that he pushed.
We used to
eat
get
the
on the ground
grass.
with scissors and just cut. It took a day and a half. By the time we were done, it was time to mow again.
For those of you new to the podcast, Brett is significantly older than the rest of us.
That's not true. I'm 5 months older than Josh.
But I will say this, in college, Brett ate grass out of our lawn on multiple occasions.
Not on purpose.
You made it on accident?
Let's not delve into that. We're good. We're good.
Joe, you've played penalties, haven't you?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's too much for one pod.
I staunchly hate eating grass.
I don't even know what's going on. Oh, but that's not even the big reveal of, like Johnny Utah was getting his face taken off. Who's in the house?
The naked girl beating up him?
No, the most successful actor who's been in and out of jail his entire
Tom
career.
Sizemore.
Tom
Sizemore.
God damn, son of a bitch!
You're cowboys, you're real cowboys, right? Batman and Robin. You know what this is, huh? You know what this is, punk? There's 2 keys. Uncut. Crystal meth.
Special Agent Utah, I'd like you to meet Agent Dietz. Works for the DEA. He was working deep cover until you
You think I
decided-
like this hair, man? Huh?
Yeah, what a weird cameo. There's only like
I think that's all the
15
prison would allow at
seconds.
this point.
He's super pissed. He's like, God damn it! I've been undercover for 3 months.
Do you
with
think
these
I like
losers.
this hair?
My wife is.
My wife wants me in the Hamptons.
It's almost like
like
they
his whole-
lost the wig
it's like his whole
because
cameo.
his hair looked normal.
It's
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at that going, that's a weird line for this because his hair looks extra normal nowadays. But as we move on, they realize that these hooligans are not the ex-presidents, and Bodie and Johnny Utah are still becoming friends. And at this point, Johnny Utah probably goes to the most 90s party I can ever imagine in my life, where people are just like spitting out flames. There's a lot of black leather everywhere.
It reminded me of Hansel's house in Zoolander.
I thought this was the house Sublime lived in.
Probably.
Yeah, it's very odd. And this is where we get our night surfing scenes. What did you guys think of the surfing scenes all around in this movie? Because it's not... I don't consider this movie heavily like on the bank robbing as much as I do a surf movie. What did you guys think of the surfing scenes?
You can barely do this in broad daylight.
Come on. At least nobody's gonna see how bad you are.
Honestly, this night scene is so awesome. I was like getting chills because he like finally figures out how to surf and he's so jacked about it. I was like, man, that's probably exactly what surfing is like.
You're gonna die.
Just feel what the wave is doing. Then accept its energy, get in sync, then charge with it. You don't need to see.
Yeah, right. Vision is highly overrated.
Okay, Johnny, this one's got your number on it. Let's jam. Paddle. Go, boy, jam!
Shit, die now. Fucking die now.
Whoa, you're surfing, man!
Then he bangs her right after that.
Surfing! Yeah. Then he's like, I'm fucking doing it! Yeah!
I had a couple
great. I loved
bothersome parts of it, though. You could tell
Me too.
it was like
You
daylight
mean when they
for
were
some
like
of the
they
shots.
put like a filter over it? Yeah.
Or something, or like you could tell it was dawn or something. And then the other thing is like what Mikey brings up is one of my least favorite aspects of the movie is that when they're
Not yet, not yet.
skydiving
Don't
and
forget
surfing.
skydiving.
I'm just saying when they're doing their extreme stuff, they're like talking and carrying out conversations, and it just doesn't really work like that. You can't
The
just
way I
have a
looked
regular
at it, it was their
conversation.
souls speaking, Josh. Not it was we're meaning to hear their excited souls, not their actual words.
Exactly, yeah.
Ooh.
Josh will never understand the spirit of the ocean.
No, he'll never understand.
Did any of these people like really learn to surf? Did Keanu and
That was actually Swayze
learn to surf?
surfing.
Yeah, and
Really?
Keanu
Damn.
did learn to surf and has been a surfer ever since doing this
Yep.
film.
I was gonna say because it's already got to be a nightmare to try and film surfing, let alone actors.
Like, that
trying
scene
to
where
surf.
he's like leaning against the curl. I mean, I think it's like near
Yeah,
the
I was
beginning.
gonna say
That's
that-
all Swayze.
Yeah.
He's a good surfer.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
But
Very cool.
we're moving on. No progress is made, and then they want to go out surfing again. And this is where the story kind of stops to make sense to me because Utah realizes because who's the surfer that moons? That does the mooning.
Is that
Thug number 3? I don't know.
Rancho or something?
Richard Nixon?
Yeah, he moons, and also he realizes like how close they are when they're surfing, and it clicks in Utah's head.
Well, the worst part is Patty Mayonnaise goes, it looks like you've seen a ghost. And that's like, then all of a sudden at ADR's Gary Busey, you've seen a ghost.
Yeah, it cuts back in time. What a bad
I didn't
cut.
like that very
That's the
much.
connection?
That was super lame.
Stevie, are you really going to skip over the football scene, though? That was
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Because it made me question if Keanu Reeves has ever thrown a football in his life.
Oh, poor form.
Who wants
Really
to break
bad
down the
form.
football? Actually, you know what, Josh? Break down the football scene for us.
Ready, stand, push, go, let's go,
There's only a couple important aspects that we see here. Number one, Keanu Reeves, despite receiving training from UCLA's coaches, does not have great form. It comes out like really low and awkward.
He's a hockey player at heart, but yeah.
But it seemed calm when they
Aaron Rodgers stuff.
when he like chases down Patrick Swayze way past the goal line and like tackles him in the ocean. And for some reason, that's like their manly bra like come together moment.
Whose ball is it? Who works here?
Hey! Ready, stand,
How many blockers are in between Johnny Utah and Bodie though? There's
Dude,
like
he's
seven.
shooting like 7 blockers.
Yeah, 7 dudes. He just throws away and finally goes and tackles them into the surf. Like what?
Yeah, he's just Thanosing blockers left and right.
Also, Pappy brought up a good point. It's what makes me think that James Cameron has never seen a football game. He's a quarterback. He's supposed to be a quarterback, but he does a lot of tackling in this movie. Like, a lot of tackling. That's a straight Pappy point.
No,
that I didn't even realize.
because you got to
till
play
halfway through
both
this movie.
sides in a beach football game. You're not going to have like 44 guys out there playing.
Pappy, why would a quarterback be a good tackler?
Because he throws a lot of interceptions. But I mean, don't you think that the tackling was one of the most homoerotic parts of the movie? Without question.
In the ocean, for sure.
Yeah. And all of a
The
sudden
way they were looking at each other was like straight, like, I want to bang you right now.
They should have just played like Chariots of Fire music.
Sorry for skipping over the football scene. I just want to know what happened with the grass and Brett. It's been throwing me ever since. It's
Pappy,
really been throwing me.
Pappy, I hate to like bust you out, but I'm like 99% sure Lori Petty was not Patty Mayonnaise.
Google Lori Petty Patty Mayonnaise right now.
It was played by someone named Constance Schulman, who's
in the movie or in the show.
Either. She was in Orange Is the New Black and everything.
In the show, look, I'm reading it right now.
I'm looking at IMDb and Wikipedia.
Oh my god! You guys got two different internets.
Oh my god!
Lori Petty, Patty Mayonnaise came right up.
They were both in Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah. Mind blown. This is all. Yeah.
Well, find me Lori Petty in IMDb or Wikipedia, and then I will believe you.
All right.
Anyway,
Continue
sorry.
The show comes screeching
It's
to a
just like
halt.
Justin Bieber in Orange Is the New Black.
So I was eating grass, and
Wow, so much editing in this one. Oh boy.
Why?
Well, Jordan really didn't like that joke I had earlier, so that's like a must edit. So from there, we might as well edit the other ones. Like, whatever.
We'll leave the Patty Mayonnaise joke in, Brett, Josh. So, Brett, why were you eating grass?
it's just some game we played, and there was something called you play a game, and if you lose, you had to spin a wheel or draw a card that corresponded with a penalty. Some of them were pretty stupid, and some of them were like legitimately scary, and one of them was what was it,
Little
Josh?
spiders?
No, nothing like the scariest one was called Berlin Body Bag, and
Oh my god!
I promise you it's more terrifying than it sounds, but
That's such a terrifying.
It sounds
name.
terrifying.
no, I mean when you describe it, you put blankets over someone on the ground, and then everyone who's playing gets to jump on top of you for a minute and lays on top of you, and you like freak out. It sucks really bad.
This homoerotic part of the movie we were talking about really ties in nicely with the Berlin body bag.
Homoerotic.
But one of them was you have to eat grass, and
They
I have
throw
like
their
a
pelvis at you over and over and over again.
terrible gag reflex.
Such a punishment. Joke's on you.
Anyway, you want to know about grass?
Yeah, that's funny as hell. But wouldn't you guys think, though, after isn't it kind of protocol after you realize the people you've been buddy-buddy with or the people you're hunting, isn't it kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to be the one to arrest these guys because then my cover would be blown?
What's like iconic in that scene of Keanu Reeves? Like, well, are you talking about when he's like after the chase scene?
No.
Okay.
I'm just talking about when he realizes it's like, because the next part, like after, Utah, grab me two, or Utah, get two. Gary Busey doesn't realize that a car pulls up to the bank and all hell's about to break loose. But like,
Gary Busey's really not making a good case.
Worst stakeout ever,
for
by the
him
way.
as being a good cop.
He really blew it.
he's the worst. But like, why would Johnny go like, it's like, it was the biggest mistake. Why would he like go right after them when it's like, wow, we see Johnny Utah. He's an agent.
Yeah, it was dumb. He broke his cover way too easily and way too early.
And if they would have had cell phones, they would have just texted Patty Mayonnaise right away and been like, yo, your boyfriend's a fraud. But instead, Keanu goes there afterwards for like a booty call. I thought that was really weird. Like, they know her house. He should be like lying super duper low.
But
not to skip ahead, sorry.
You skipped ahead a little bit. We get this awesome chase scene. Mikey, break it down for us. Very gritty.
This Calvin and Hobbes is funny.
Oranges, sir. Take some oranges.
You want some oranges?
$1, sir.
No.
Not
No,
orange, man.
no,
Fake,
we got a
sir.
lot. We got a lot.
$1, sir.
No thanks. Good luck. God. For a Sturkey cemetery. Oh. It's time for lunch.
Angelo, it's 10:30.
Right around that corner, there is a sandwich shop. They sell meatball sandwiches. Best I've ever tasted. Would you go get me two? Come on, partner. Two.
Thank you. Utah, give me 2.
Yeah, so like we were saying, Gary Busey is neck deep in 2 meatball subs, and he misses.
Those teeth gotta eat, man.
Yeah, he misses the car pull-up that's filled with the surfer bros.
Ex-presidents.
And then they rob the bank. The ex-presidents, and then they rob the bank, and then they take off, and Johnny Utah sees them coming out with the guns, and they take off chasing them. And then they kind of tear up a bunch of the city, and then they kind of both pop their tires, so they got to ditch the car. But the ex-presidents have been torching all the cars that they exit so that there's no evidence left behind. So they stop at a gas station, and Swayze turns a gas.
He goes straight Zoolander.
It's so awesome.
Into a flamethrower, basically, and just torches the car for probably unnecessarily too long. He gets ditched by the rest of the gang in the car, and then he's just taken off on foot. And then Johnny Utah's chasing after him. He gets his head slammed in a hood in comical fashion. And then he's chasing him through a bunch of houses. He gets a pit bull thrown at him. And then he kicks a pit bull. He like punts it. And then he falls down and hurts his knee really bad. And then this is like the most iconic scene, I think, from the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Is Swayze is pretty far away, and he's climbing up a fence in the LA River, and Keanu's down on the ground, his knee's busted, and he's got his gun pointed at him, and he's like about to take the shot, and he knows it's Swayze, and he can't shoot him because he's buds now, so he just like turns his gun up straight into the air and just like screams and fires off every round.
He sees those deep blue eyes.
That close-up was just too much to resist.
It's actually a really good scene, though. It's like
really good scene.
You wouldn't shoot your buddy.
But he also unloaded an entire clip into their car.
That's a really good call, Chad.
Well, Patrick Swayze saved him earlier too. The one president was about to shoot him.
He was going to get killed.
Yeah. So they love each other.
That's true. And they tackled each other into the beach.
They've shared the same woman. They're
Eskimo bros.
Eskimo bros.
Patty Mayonnaise.
That's a new term now.
Even if Floyd Petty didn't play Patty Mayonnaise, at least she gave us this.
Yeah. What a gift.
God. I will say this though, with like, I do love that chase scene. I just thought the camera work was outstanding, like going through the houses and kind of like, I don't know. I like how smooth it was, I guess you could say.
Apparently they rigged up.
I hate chase scenes so much.
They rigged up.
You hate chase
Why?
scenes?
I do. Car chases, foot chases. I just can't
This was
stand
a
them.
foot chase, though.
Why?
Yeah. It was a car chase, too.
Such a weird thing to hate. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I hate the most exciting parts of
I think
movies.
they're so boring. The French Connection was like awesome, and the Firstborn movie was good with chases, but I just...
Okay, you're comparing them to like two of the best chase scenes of all time.
No, I'm just saying I don't like them. I'm saying...
How do you feel about the Roadrunner, Brett?
That's all right.
I thought you liked The Last Jedi, and that's one big, long, slow chase scene.
That's pretty much all 8 Star Wars movies, but... I don't love The Last Jedi. I just don't think it's a piece of crap like you do.
Whatever.
Moving on.
Stevie, I heard that for that chase scene, they rigged up like a fixed 35mm lens with like this pyro stuff. And because the guy was just like sprinting all out trying to keep up, he couldn't like look in a monitor. So they had like this just wire hanger thing that was like a rough estimate of what the frame was he was shooting.
It looked great.
Yeah, so, yeah, this dude's like sprinting all out, trying to keep up with them, jumping over fences and stuff. It's pretty cool thought.
That's awesome.
God, so cool. But moving on in the story, Utah gets back to the office with a bum knee. And I love how Gary Busey's character just goes, Utah, get in here! Even though he has a terribly torn ACL. So he has to limp into the office. And he's pretty much telling, like, the usual undercover stuff. You're in too deep. You're in too deep. And I also liked how... Yeah, I like he's like, I read your report. You don't miss. He's like, what can I say? I missed. But
they should have flashback cut to that initial scene. 100% Utah! Just to make it consistent. They should have been cutting like that every time there's a callback in the writing.
They really should have. They really, really should have. Or was it? Gosh darn it! You interrupted, and I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay, so they're at the the ex-presidents convene back to the beach and the fire, and they're pretty much going over the typical shtick of like, you know, Bodhi's like, this is all just one giant game. His crew's like, this is life and death now. He's a federal agent, and Bodhi's like, I know what to do with him. Quick cut to Johnny Utah just sleeping,
naked.
I just have to ask this. Has anybody ever fired a gun?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Staunchly.
Yeah.
Jordan has staunchly fired guns.
I will staunchly defend my home and the people I love with my gun. I'm just kidding. I do not have a gun.
Would Utah have gone deaf? Because Lori, Patty Mayonnaise, Tyler,
allegedly,
just like shoots like right above his head about 4 feet away.
Wouldn't go deaf, but it would be really loud because that's a big gun.
It wasn't small.
It's comically big. The gun is so big it looks fake in her hands.
Am I correct in that
it's a hand cannon?
Bigger than her.
Johnny Utah and Tyler never reconcile? Like, she just kind of leaves them after this, right?
Well, they meet in the desert at the
the
very
end,
end of the movie.
Oh, they do?
We're
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
This is spoilers.
This is
we're
spoilers.
gonna get there,
Stevie,
Brett.
hey, Stevie, when you get to like I have like a real hazy part on the thing you're about to talk about, and when you get done with it, can we like discuss Bodhi's plan? And like, does it seem weird to do the whole maybe he won't think that we knew that we saw him type thing? It's kind of ballsy, isn't it?
You're talking about the skydiving?
No, well, kind of like, but they go up to him and they're like, "Oh, what happened to you? You cut yourself shaving?" I like.
It was just like a big cat and mouse game.
He's playing
It's kind
a
of one of
game.
those things.
It's Patrick
But they
Swayze.
like-
He's
But
It was one of those things where it's like, who's going to show their hand first?
okay, like it's my thing. It's like they
Utah
don't know that we
lied.
know that they think we know. Yeah, okay, I get it. It just was really weird.
Yeah, Keanu also tries to get his gun and wasn't able to get it in time.
Well,
So
because he knows they're criminals.
that would have
but-
changed things. Yeah.
and he knows they clearly
Like, they're-
saw his face like 10 minutes ago.
Like, they're
Yeah.
mirroring each other on equal footing because it's like the fact that, like, what happened to you? And Johnny could have, like, I mean, stupidly just gone, you know what happened. Let's just, like,
Right.
let's stop this right now. But he, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well,
Bodhi
Brett's
also lied.
Brett's also discounting the fact that they're clearly lovers in this movie and they don't want to kill each other.
They have the greatest romance in film history.
For sure.
So this is a good a time as any to talk about Bodhi, his plan, his overall philosophy, the fact that his name is like a very Buddhist reference. Do you guys enjoy that philosophical aspect of the movie with Patrick Swayze? Just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes him extra cool.
Yeah, it does make him really cool.
I mean, when I found out about
'Cause
the
you kinda like
name,
him.
it's a little on the nose, but sorry, Pat. What?
Can you explain the
What?
name? I don't know.
Yeah. What's the name?
Bodhi is just, it's almost like short term for like enlightened one, kind of like Buddha is a name for that. It's,
But he also calls the dude at the beach War Child. So, like, they have all these weird nicknames with surfer bros.
he's like the non-violent, like, loving life one. So he is the enlightened one.
and he's really good at surfing.
And also really good at robbing banks, which is kind of against his keep chill philosophy, I guess.
But he's also kind of like an original hipster doofus, so he kind of like wants to fight against the system.
Was I the only one rooting for Bodhi the whole time?
I said to Brittany, I go, is it kind of weird that we're rooting for Bodhi to get away? But I think everyone was.
Yeah, he's pretty
That
woke.
was just such a cool, like, villain. He's not even a villain. He's just a cool bag. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah,
They
he
do a
loses
really
it towards
good
the
job
end.
of they do a really good job making him likable at the beginning. Like there's some Nazis at the beginning who those are the ones who beat up Keanu in the shower, and like he shit talks the Nazis. Like a lesser movie would have made him sympathetic to the Nazis, so he's like an extra bad guy. But he's like writing that
and they
moral
want you to
gray
like
line.
him.
Yeah,
For sure. And I think they did a really good job.
But he really loses it towards the end.
Yeah, he loses it
totally
slowly.
Uncool
So they
move,
show up
bro.
at the house, and Swayze is just like, Bodhi's like, let's do an impromptu skydiving. Let's go for it. Just a normal thing for people to do. And this is probably one of my favorite sequences of the whole movie. Jode, what's going on up in these scenes?
You gonna jump or jerk off?
That's my man. Ready to go? Yeah, let's do it. Johnny, you're about to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. How do you feel about that?
They take him up into the plane, and they jump out and leave Utah with no parachute.
No, not yet.
This
Not
is the first time.
Did you think his chute wasn't going to open, like when they were going up?
I knew his chute was going to open.
What?
All right.
Huh?
The chute?
Wait, the first time. My bad.
I
Sorry.
thought they were screwing with him.
No, the first time.
Oh, the first
Yeah.
time. No, the first
Before
time
he knows.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I didn't pack my own pack, and they're like, oh, don't worry, like, we packed it for you, like record time, whatever.
No, but then they
And,
play the switcheroo game on him like 4 times in a
Yeah,
row.
like 5
They're
times.
tossing around bags and stuff. Just,
Does he end back with the same
I don't know.
shoe?
You tell me, man.
It's like a look under the cup sort of game.
But what? Like they dive out, and he learns how to skydive really fast again. Keanu's a quick learner.
Use your arms like wings.
I thought the camera work on those scenes was just awesome. I know it wasn't the actors, but I just thought it looked really cool up there, and it made me want to skydive really badly.
No.
Dude, I don't know. Like that last parachute scene, it really looks like Patrick Swayze is falling out of that plane.
Swayze does that.
He does do one actual
He does
dive.
one.
I think it's that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Patrick Swayze's awesome as fuck.
Dude, he is
was.
Bodhi.
Would you guys skydive?
Nope.
Fuck no. That is insane.
Never,
In a
never, never.
heartbeat.
That'd be fun.
I'm
well, of course,
probably going to
Pappy
do it by
would.
the end of this summer.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That,
I talked to Mikey about it. He's like, no, never.
That needs to be content.
One of the things that
Yeah.
sucks about
Yeah, can you pod from 20,000 feet in the air?
I want to go 30,000, Mikey. I just want to go so badly.
Well, that's what you alluded to earlier, that we couldn't do a podcast while we skydive because it is actually impossible to talk while you're skydiving.
your voice is like 20 feet behind you by the time it comes out of your lips.
Such a delay.
But after these awesome skydiving sequences, they land back, and Bodhi reveals that, like, hey, man, we know, and I want to show you something.
That's my
And that's
favorite
what-
scene in the whole movie.
Break it down, Brett.
Like, he takes him to the van and he's like, I'm going to show you something. He's like, he's like, say it's going to be pretty hard. He shows him that, Lori, not Patty Mayonnaise Petty, is on TV. And,
Who knows?
she's been kidnapped by, Rosie, which I thought was funny. His name's Rosie. Her name's, Tyler, but, either way. And then he goes into like his whole kind of Josh was talking about earlier. He's got this little philosophy and he basically says that Rosie, while he's like in his crew, he almost can't stand having him around, but he needs guys like that because he's anti-violence and Rosie's kind of a
Nut job.
Yeah, he kind of alluded to the fact that he's kind of psychotic, but like, he needs that kind of person in his crew to do stuff like that. And that he's totally against that ideology of violence, but again, it's kind of a means to an end, and he is willing to do it just to get what he wants.
Also in that scene, he plays this tape on this like VCR thing in the back seat.
It looks great. It aged very
Jordan,
well.
I think we had that in our parents' van. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like that same. It's like a 3 foot tall with like a 3-inch screen VCR.
We had one too. We had the carriage. We had the carriage van.
Oh yeah,
What
it
a-
fits like in between the seats there. Yeah,
Yeah, what a relic.
I forgot about that.
But fearing out of love that Patty Mayonnaise will be murdered by Rosie, Johnny is coaxed into robbing a bank with the ex-presidents. And A lot of things go different this time for the fact that there's two cops, or one's undercover, one's showing on the ground, and then Bodhi goes for the vault this time. Why do you think he went for the vault? I was kind of confused by this.
Last time ride, maybe just riding it out. I don't. Again, and that's kind of Mike and I were saying. He kind of started to lose his mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's gonna start breaking the rules, I think he should have let his ex-presidents know. I mean, as soon as they jump in there, he's like, "Well, now we're robbing the vault." I don't know if he was doing it just to like fuck with Keanu or something, just to get him
kind of rub it in his face, almost like the time we rob the vault, and FBI agent's going to be here.
Also, it's adrenaline, like extra adrenaline for him, and he's an adrenaline junkie.
He is an adrenaline junkie.
He does have a line almost directly preceding that scene where he tells the crew in that conversation about like continuing on their path that now that they know they're being tracked by the FBI, the stakes are bigger and they have to go bigger. So that's how it's all the things you said plus that, I think.
But keep in mind that they're robbing banks just so they can have an endless summer and not pay any bills. It's pretty much the whole point of them robbing banks.
It seems like the whole
that's what Buddha did.
Strategy to just rob the drawer isn't worth it. Like, why even hit up a bank at that point? Just go to like a convenience store or something. What are they getting from the drawers? A couple thousand?
Yeah,
it's way more than you get. That's way more than you'd get from like a 7-Eleven, though.
Yeah, for
Maybe.
sure.
And this is 1991 money, so that's like a couple 10,000 if you think about it.
Oh God,
that's true.
You would know.
It's $1 million now.
Josh is going to start doing the when I was your age. But everything goes wrong. Gromit gets shot. Keanu gets shot. Brody gets shot. Does everyone get shot in this scene?
The cop gets shot.
Well, yeah. Bodhi.
Oh man, this cop is so dumb.
Yeah, Bodhi kills that cop and makes him slide like Duck You Sucker about 10 feet away.
Stevie,
what's up?
Do you think that the drug bust that was fucked up, like, or the undercover drug guy, is kind of like a parallel to how this goes bad with the cop? You know what I mean? Like the cop kind of ruins things.
So what you're saying is cops need to stop being places and everything would be okay.
Well, it's like classic. Like there's two busts or two situations that are
right. One's off duty, one's undercover, and they both screw everything
that
up.
are fucked up by different departments of law enforcement not communicating. That was kind of interesting.
Well, the guy who's blatantly like a security guard.
He doesn't want no part of it.
He does not want anything.
No, that's a dumb idea. And then the undercover cop was like, I'm going for it.
He shoots Keanu after he holds up his badge. He's like, FBI, and then bam. So why did you do that?
It's like so dumb.
This is part of
terrible
this is
plan.
part of James Cameron's staunch Republican small government lie sort of propaganda.
Is James Cameron staunch? I don't
I'm going to say because I don't like him. James Cameron's pro-cage. But, Gromit dies on the scene. That off-duty officer dies on the scene. And Bodhi's super ticked, so he knocks Keanu Reeves out before he leaves the bank. I mean, Keanu awakes. He's being arrested for being accessory to murder and also helping with the bank robbery. And this is where Gary Busey breaks all the rules. Like, if he didn't die by the end of this movie, he was going to jail for a long time. So Dr. Cox shows up and starts to ream him. And Gary Busey says something along the line of, like, I've been here for 22 years and never advanced one step in my ladder position, and I have something to say to you. He goes, I learned something that you never did. And he's like, what? And he knocks out Dr. Cox and says, respecting my elders. Josh and Brett, did you guys love that scene?
Whereas Gary Busey is 22 years older than Utah. You don't have that much more experience than you. But you bring up, Stevie, like, this was the worst, like, least made sense part of the movie for me because...
He starts breaking all the rules.
Yeah, he breaks all the rules, but also they're arresting Johnny Utah. But then the next time you see him, he's like, all good, high-ranking FBI agent again.
Yeah, I was thinking
world traveling.
Well, right, because, I mean, Johnny Utah should be going to, like, jail or prison at least, and Gary Busey just walks him out the front door and uncuffs him. It's like, let's go get these bad guys.
Yeah, he, like...
And that's when... What's up?
I was just going to say, it's like multiple people would have stopped Gary Busey from getting into the car with Johnny Utah, the prime suspect in this bank robbery at the time.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, he's good, just let him go. And they go to the airport. More shootouts occurred. And this is sadly where Gary Busey dies. Anybody else sad to see him go?
I was pretty sad.
Just get shotgun in the back like that, all cheap like.
Yeah.
Deserved better.
I think my memory of this movie was that he lived. Because I think the last time I saw it was when I was 6 or 7 or whatever. And I think
they never showed him dying.
Well, I think I asked my parents later, and they're like, "Yeah, he lives, son. He lives."
I watched this, Josh. I watched this with you in the dugout once.
Cool story.
So I think we watched that. No, I'm just saying I don't think it's been that long since Josh watched it.
Oh, I think you say when he first watched it, and he was like a
we
wee little chap.
Yeah, we were like 18 when it came out.
I think
almost
seeing it actually, like watching it in full, Brett, is different than having it on while partying at the dugout.
That's true.
This movie also got a shit ton of TV airtime during the aughts.
Much.
True.
It was on TV all the time, like TNT, those kind of channels.
Almost solely because of Matrix, I would have to say. Like,
it brought me like
blame it. It's pretty awesome, even if it's a movie cut. I mean, there's still a lot.
Definitely,
going on.
I just think Keanu Reeves is.
You
so
could have an awesome
hot.
Sunday watching nothing but Keanu movies. Honestly,
Yeah, exactly.
It's a prequel.
Like 90s Keanu was awesome.
Agreed.
It's a
Yes.
prequel to Fast and Furious. Like it's.
Okay, first off, Fast and Furious is a direct ripoff of this movie, and it makes me so angry.
I'm just saying it's
they
like
both drink Coronas.
Someone pitched the idea. It's Point Break, but with cars, and they made billions from it.
Thank God they
And
didn't make
But-
Point
TNT
Breaks.
continues to show fucking Fast and Furious every weekend. So
Just need Keanu Reeves saying "family."
Family. But another one of Bodhi's men goes down. One of them is also shot. So Bodhi and his shot comrade, as well as Keanu, get in the plane, leaving dead Gary Busey behind as cops are tailing. And this part's getting kind of... I mean, it wasn't sad, but... Like, this dude's bleeding out, obviously. I thought it was hilarious how Bodhi the whole time was like, "You're gonna live, man. You're gonna live." He's like, "I'm cold, Bodhi." That's nothing. It's natural.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Utah finally breaks the news to him like, "Hey,
Savage.
man, you're gonna die."
This is like
Yeah,
his
you're getting cold
biggest-
because the blood's leaving your body.
Yeah, that was like his biggest dick moment for sure. Totally unnecessary. That was his like former friend, and now he's rubbing it in his face. He's about to die. He's like, "Is it worth it?" Like, great told you so moment, buddy. That's so non-Bodhi.
They kidnapped his girlfriend and like tried to and killed people and stuff. So
They
I can
killed Gary
somewhat-
Busey, man.
Yeah, he
no sympathy for the guy bleeding now.
He
They
shot
killed
Gary
Busey.
That's what you get for robbing banks, goofus.
It all started out with
Well-
a marijuana cigarette.
This is that scene that all kind of started out. You guys are talking about where Bodhi drags the dude who's bleeding out to the edge and pretty much hurls him out with all the money. And Bodhi and Johnny Utah kind of have one lasting, I want to fuck you eye moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bodhi gives the old adios amigos and flies out the plane.
This
literally jumps out of a plane.
This movie was supposed to be directed by Ridley Scott in the first incarnation, so that may have been an artifact from legend that made its way into this final cut.
Are you serious?
It really was supposed
This was
to be directed
supposed to
by
be a Ridley
Scott. Yeah, but
Okay,
everything
that's
else
a
I said was
direct reference to
bullshit,
legend. I
clearly.
don't care what anybody says. That's a direct reference to legend.
But also, it's a direct
But,
reference to Fortnite because Keanu Reeves dives, I'm pretty sure, like 2.5 squares away from Tilted Towers.
Yeah, Josh, set up the scene for us of the madness that ensues.
So yeah, Patrick Swayze, adios amigos, right out. And like Keanu Reeves is just like banging around in the cockpit up above, like all hulking out, pissed off. And he just grabs this giant revolver and pops out the window with no backpack.
Dude, it's so badass, though.
It's pretty cool.
He's like,
it's
"Fuck
really
it,"
cool.
and jumps out.
And then as if you're pushing down on both the left and right joystick in Fortnite, he dives as fast as possible and catches up to a cruising Patrick Swayze.
Why was his first thought not to just ask the pilot, hey, just land
Lower me
that,
down.
guys?
Yeah. Because the pilot's not in on it. The pilot's reluctant to fly him in the
pilot
first
didn't
place.
even want to go.
Yeah, he tries to get out of it multiple times.
Yeah,
He's
but I'm
got
sure
a
the
gun.
pilot
He's
wants
got a
to
gun.
land.
He's an FBI agent.
Pilot, fly your blades towards Patrick Swayze's parachute.
Taking him out.
Yeah, just fucking take him out like a goose.
I got pumped during that scene though when he grabbed onto him, and Bodhi's like, "Are you gonna pull it? You let go of that gun. You can hold that gun if we both die. I don't care."
Yeah, but let's face it. That's the most unrealistic scene in the whole movie. Is like,
Yes.
you can't pull your parachute 30 feet before you hit the ground. You will die.
Their legs are both broken and they may be actually dead.
Yeah,
Johnny like re-screwed up his knee, didn't he?
yeah, but still, I
His
mean,
knee is
even like an
fucked.
emergency, even an emergency shoot needs like 400 feet to open. I was doing some research.
Okay, but this is a Bodhi demigod plus an all-conference quarterback. I don't think
This
they're
is
going to do that
all-conference
easy.
Keanu.
Yeah,
He's got a busted knee though.
of their athletic ability.
Who would
Right, if you
who
think
would
Johnny
win?
Utah is going to die from a chute that wasn't open soon enough, you're wrong.
I know he didn't. You're right. Who would win?
That man can
High
survive
altitude,
anything. He's a national
low
treasure.
open parachuting.
But
It's a halo jump.
after they land and kind of do like this Acme wrestle around inside the parachute, car shows up. They drop off patty mayonnaise for Keanu Reeves, and Bodhi just drives off.
That's a noble move
And that's-
for Bodhi, right?
It was. He doesn't like violence, man.
I was expecting Patty to punch Keanu right in the face.
Dude, she
When
wanted
she ran up
wanted
to
some
him.
Utah for sure.
She said she was sorry,
also-
so pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, just running in lingerie across the desert for Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Why is she
But then-
sorry? What did she do? Keanu
She
Reeves
almost
is
shot
so-
him in the head, Pap.
I guess, but what Keanu did was like a big dig.
If
he
Lauren
was-
pulled a Karen on me from Goodfellas, like, I would hope she'd apologize it someday.
Keanu Reeves was literally celebrating that he found a girl whose parents died.
All part of the job.
She has every reason to be pissed at him.
My parents live in Columbus, Ohio. But, then we get a significant time jump. And Pat, break this down for us, what entails after the time jump.
Do something, brah!
Special Agent Utah. I knew I could count on you.
I've been to every city in Mexico. Came across an unclaimed piece of meat in Baja. Turned out to be Rosie. Guess you picked a knife fight with somebody better. Found a passport of yours in Sumatra. Missed you by about a week in Fiji. But I knew you wouldn't miss a 50-year storm, Bodhi.
Yeah.
Too bad. You finally get your waves and it's totally closed out.
Just waiting for my set.
You gotta go down. You cross the line and people trusted you and they die.
Yeah, it went bad. Went real bad. Life sure has a sick sense of humor, doesn't it? Still surfing?
Every day. Come on, buddy. It's time to go. Now you gotta go backwards.
Sorry, my friend.
Yeah, so we cut to Australia right away, right? It goes right to right to Australia, and Keanu Reeves.
The knee is healed.
Yeah, the knee is healed, and Keanu finds Brody on a beach, and
Bodhi.
and would
Bodhi.
have been Bodhi. Sorry, it would have been set up at that party earlier, the Hansel party. Is that Bodhi was talking about how there's going to be this 50-year storm that's going to hit Australia in a year's time. So apparently a year has passed, and Keanu remembered that, and he catches him at the beach, and then he cuffs him, and then you can see I forget what the Australians call their cops. I don't know. They're not Mounties or
SAS, maybe?
Bobbies. I don't know.
Bobbies, maybe.
But they're on their way, and Keanu lets him go to ride one last wave, which he doesn't do a very good job of riding. It pretty much kills him.
I think he committed
Oh my
suicide.
gosh, I was so disappointed. I was like, at least let him ride down it and then have a wave crash on him, like as he successfully rode down a wave. But no, he doesn't even get started. He just gets destroyed by this wave.
I told them you go quietly. No! You know there's no way I can handle a cage, man. I don't care. You gotta go down. It's gotta be that way.
Okay, man. Okay. I'm screwed. I'm gonna go to jail, and I'll pay, and Johnny Utah gets this guy. Right? Good for you. That's real good. You're gonna be a big hero now. But look at it, Johnny. Look at it! This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, man. Just let me go out there. Let me get one wave before you take me. One wave. I mean, where am I gonna go, man? Cliffs on both sides. I'm not gonna paddle to New Zealand. My whole life has been about this moment, Johnny. Come on, compadre. Come on. Come on!
Vaya con Dios.
And then
Do you guys think he committed suicide or he just fell?
Fell.
He talks about the party that he wanted, that he was going to die, that it was going to kill him. Like, he kind of knew. So.
Because I just thought when he was talking about, I can't live in a cage, you know that. I just figured he was like, fuck it, I'll end it here. Riding this wave I've always wanted.
No. When I was 6, I definitely even caught on to that fact. And I guess like 5 or 6 years later, James Cameron in some like documentary or some special bonus scenes for one of the Terminator movies was like, yeah, I guess I can finally admit it now, but surprise, he actually did kill himself kind of at the end. It's like, no shit. That's like the whole plot line. Is there any room to think otherwise? Like, what? He's just holding his breath, waiting for the Mounties to drive away?
Are they gone yet?
Mounties.
He's going to swim around the other side of Australia and escape.
Keanu directly says he's not coming back as like the last line in the movie.
To the Joeys, and then he throws away his badge. And then he's just
Joeys.
gonna presumably surf.
I also think this was Keanu's first day of shooting because his line delivery of Via con Dios is so atrocious.
So strange. Via con
Just
Dios.
so odd. It's like he was fighting an accent the whole time. But that is Point Break. Do you guys have anything else to point out?
Just to touch on something I said earlier, technically Blood Sugar Sex Magic in this movie came out the same year, but Point Break came out first. So
nice.
That's a good fact.
Now Higher Ground had been released, so they were somewhat well known.
The spark that lit the fire that lit the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Point Break got famous because Chili Peppers got famous because of Point Break. I got it.
One could say that. One could say that.
Nice. Anybody else?
Dr. Cox has like one of the best one-liners where he's talking to
Yes.
Johnny, and he's like, "You're young, dumb, and full of cum."
Did anybody else think
Classic.
the end scene
Great.
could have been far more effective if they didn't talk for like 5 minutes?
And just
They're
stare
best
it out.
friends,
And just
Josh.
stare it out in the...
That would
No,
have been super weird.
I thought
super
Friends
weird.
talk,
I thought
man.
they should have just started like cat and mouse, like fighting, and he should have been trying to go out onto the surf. I don't know. I thought it was weird. They had just a little too much
He had
dialogue.
to get some exposition. You got to get some exposition.
Yeah, but
of
his
what was happening last year.
exposition was like, I'm like a world traveling James Bond man now, instead of being like, this is why I'm not in federal prison. Like, I wanted to hear that
Yeah.
side of the story.
Yeah.
I
I
love
think
the
seeing
ending. I think the
Gary
ending's
Busey die
perfect.
in front of you is punishment enough.
The judge commuted
All
his
charges-
sentence.
Teeth glaring at you.
All charges dropped. Yeah.
All charges drop.
You served your time.
No, Gary Busey lived though, right, guys?
Oh, poor Gary. Too.
You disappeared like a virgin on prom night.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
That's another
shit.
line.
Ooh.
That one caught me off guard in the movie. I was like, oh, shit, Gary.
Who's ready for some trivia?
Ew.
Yes or no's?
Oh,
Comments?
Well, I mean, this is definitely going to be all yes, but let's do comments and
have you? I mean, Jode is like 99% no rate, so I don't know how you're.
no.
confident
This is
with
a
that.
hard yes from Joe. Yeah, let's go ahead and do last comments and yes or no's. Let's start with. Should we start with Jode?
Yeah, it's a yes. I do think
Yes.
this movie is wildly overrated in some circles by like middle-aged males, I think, that want to be surfers or something. I don't really know. Like, it gets brought up on random like sports
It's the
shows
Swayze
all the
effect.
time. Yeah, no, I know it's the Swayze effect, but I think it's overrated by those circles. But it still is like somebody earlier called it a B movie. It is kind of a B movie still, and it's a fun watch, even though I've seen it like 4 or 5 times. So it's a yes.
Nice. Let's go to Brett.
This is a yes for me for sure. But yeah, no, it's a yes. It's fun. I mean, Swayze. What can you say? I mean,
Swayze.
but I just think it's funny that they call him Ghost, and he was in Ghost, like maybe a crossover movie. I don't know.
Well, then he also says something about Patrick's. He goes to Patrick's Roadhouse for lunch.
Ooh, yeah. Plus, he had, like Stevie said, the exact same roundhouse. But yeah, it's definitely
Roadhouse
yes. Good
all
movie.
day.
Good movie. Good pick.
Nice. Let's kick it over to George.
Yeah, I want to give this movie a no so bad because he's been like ripping on all my movies lately. It's kind of
Josh is so staunch.
It's just kind of yes, it's just kind of irritating. But this movie is weird. It's a yes. I'll just give that away. But it's weird because it's known as a Keanu Reeves movie, I think mostly. But I think this is like the best performance I've ever seen out of Patrick Swayze. At least my favorite. And I think Gary Busey actually really shines too. And I gotta say,
his
not
teeth are
only was
shining.
this my first movie that I saw boobs in, and drugs, and surfing, this was also probably the first time I remember thinking, like, that acting job was not very well done by Keanu Reeves. And it really
Precocious
isn't.
Josh.
But I do love me some Keanu Reeves. I think that training scene at the beginning. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen that like GIF of Keanu Reeves where he's going through like it's like from 2 years ago where he's going through like
It's like a full video. Yeah.
he goes through like this range and he's actually doing that stuff with real guns and it's insane. And I feel like
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of
freaking
that
awesome.
action hero-ness from him stems back to this movie.
It's all that John Wick training,
Yeah,
man.
it's pretty cool to see this movie after all these years. So, yes, a weird nostalgic pick that I did not expect from you, Stevie, because this is a little bit before your time.
I'm a 90s guy, man.
Yeah, you've shown that
Nice.
when you loved Mallrats so much. Real 90s guy. Just a real 90s
let it
guy.
go.
Get out of here,
Mikey.
Josh.
Yeah, this is a rock hard Patrick Swayze dong. Yes, this movie is so entertaining, and there's just like so many scenes that are so memorable. I guess like The football scene is so dumb and funny. The chase on foot is really great. Keanu jumping out of a plane without a backpack, without a parachute, is awesome.
So dope.
I just liked it a whole bunch, and I think it's actually shot really well. I mean, it looks pretty good for, like, I don't know if it's considered a B movie, but it's
I
pretty
thought it was
cheesy.
a pretty high production movie.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. So it's a strong yes for me.
$24 million budget.
Nice. Last but not least, Special Agent Pappas. What you got?
One line I think we didn't bring up is I know you want me so bad it's like acid in your mouth, which is pretty gay. But yeah, I'm just mesmerized by this movie. Every time I watch it, like half the time I'm laughing with it, half the time I'm like, this is such an obvious, like, it's like the Top Gun thing where there's like these weird homoerotic undertones, but then like half the other time I'm like actually impressed by what I'm seeing on the screen. So like in a way it is kind of, I see what Jordan's saying, it's like a B movie where you're like kind of laughing at the movie shittiness, but it also has this weird combination of being kind of legitimately cool. So hard yes for me, for sure.
Nice. And this is obviously a hard yes from me. Catherine Bigelow is far superior director than her ex-husband James Cameron. It obviously shows in this movie. Acting is great all around. I just like the shots of the surfing and skydiving, honestly. I was blown away by all those shots. And it's one of those movies where if it's on, I'm going to sit down and stop what I'm doing just to watch it. I love this movie. So
It's on every
as
Sunday,
Mikey said,
though.
Rock hard. Rock hard Patrick Swayze, yes. Patrick Swayze Dung, yes. So
Preserved.
Rock hard Patrick Swayze Preserved. What is the order for trivia this week?
I can tell you I'm dead last.
Brett is last.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm second to last. Jordan's third to last.
Yeah, I'm after Pappy.
Josh is
I'm
most
probably
recent.
first
Los
or second.
Enchiladas is most recent.
No,
Mallrats.
fucking Mallrats.
Ah,
The rape. We're the rape movie. Remember?
yeah.
Actually, no. Sorry. It's Josh, me, Jordan, Mikey, Brett.
What did you choose, Pat?
I did Labyrinth.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, so this week's trivia is about our good. Honestly, close everything you have. This is about our good and trustworthy friend Gary Busey. He played somewhat of a mentor in this movie, and he's played another mentor in one of my favorite movies, Rookie of the Year, where he plays the over-the-hill pitcher that no one likes, Chet the Rocket Steadman. What I need from you guys is to give me the number of the jersey that Chet Steadman wears. You can pick the same number if you want, because I do have a... If you know it, that's awesome, but I do have a tiebreaker question.
As closest to, otherwise?
Closest to, yep.
So who's
Josh?
Who's go?
This is first.
I'm gonna go with my first guttural instinct, and it's 38. As weird as that sounds.
38 from Josh. Who's next?
Pappy. I'll go 39.
In the year of 39.
I don't get how closest to rules really applies to jersey numbers.
Exactly the same as any other number.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Closest to.
It's not like if he didn't get number 38, he's just going to go to 39.
Josh is just mad because I picked 39 right after you picked 38.
That's cool.
He starts
I'm
bitching
probably
about it.
right on. And the next person's going to pick 40, Pap. So fuck you.
Interesting timing on the complaint.
Am I the next person, though?
Yes.
29.
Like 29.
Interesting.
I feel like I'm right on.
It's probably like 69.
That was my
Mikey.
second guess.
Is it my turn?
Mikey, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to choose 69 anyways to go the high end, so I'm going 69.
Episode 169, 40. The Incredibles.
Brett, guess 27, please. Or, sorry, 37.
No, man, my original guess is like right in the middle of the top two, so I'm going to go with that.
Between
say
56.
Is that all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who had 29?
Me.
Dang it.
His actual number was 32.
Who won?
Here comes another Villeneuve
Jordan
pick.
was closest to.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll let Jordan figure out what he wants to pick for next week, and let's kick it over to Spoiler Man.
I like Stevie's reaction. Dang it. When Jordan won.
So
what was
cranky.
that?
Jode, what Villeneuve movie are you going to pick?
What's that?
No, it's a Western this time.
Please
We're
be
due for a
Western. I have a really
Western bank
controversial
robbery.
pick.
Young Guns 2.
No.
100 Days of Sodom.
Young Guns
probably
works. Extra
Jack
young,
again.
extra guns.
Our email is podcastspoilers@gmail.com. Twitter is @spoilers_pod. Our Instagram is podcast spoilers. It's lit. Josh Hensley from the Rutabaga wrote our theme. Our number is 903-776-4507. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe on SoundCloud or iTunes. Please don't forget to leave us a review.
All right, and we're back. And Jordan, what odd pick do we have this week?
So in the break there, I said that I had a pretty controversial pick, and everyone was shouting out their guesses, and no one guessed it. I don't know if we've done this before, but we're going to do a remake straight away. I'm going to go to Point Break 2015.
No.
I'm not going to be on
No.
Nice.
Jordan. That's a great
Jordan,
pick.
you're the worst.
I want to give it a try. I want to see what.
That's a great pick.
See how we do
That
this.
is. That's good stuff.
That's
God
a great
damn
pick,
it.
but that's an instant no. I've already seen
Dude,
it.
There's no Swayze. Mikey's not interested.
No, it's a bad movie. It's not good.
Join us again next week for the shittier version of the movie that Jordan already called a B movie. That is Point Break. Thank you for listening. May God have mercy on your souls. Goodbye.
Staunch.
Staunch.
Because that was in there. James Cameron's a freaking robot.
He is such a robot.
James Cameron, America's pioneer. This movie makes me want to go skydiving so bad.
It's such a great part.
So who's all going to be on this one?
I don't know. Brett's online.
Oh,
Hello?
what's up?
What's happening?
Nothing. Just you?
Me and Pappy.
Ah.
So far, at least.
There's Mikey.
So,
Mikey, you got your mic back.
yeah, I stopped by Josh's and picked it up.
I still can't tell the
Pretty
difference.
good.
I think you sounded pretty good for Incredibles 2.
I mean, I can't tell. I don't listen back to it.
Why is Patrick Swayze so good looking in the 80s and 90s?
Mikey, do you have any other tabs open? You're sounding all choppy.
He is very good looking, Stevie.
So good looking.
Yeah, I about 20 minutes in, I stopped and I asked Brittany, I go, "You think he's good looking, right?" And she smirked at me. She goes, "Yeah, he's pretty good looking."
Yeah.
Mikey.
What?
Did you not hear me a second ago?
Yeah, I heard you. I closed tabs.
You sound better.
Who's echoing?
Pappy.
My
God
voice is
damn it,
echoing,
Pap.
but that means I'm not the one who's causing the echo.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, I gotta find headphones.
How the hell do you make it in the FBI at 25?
Top 2%, Quantico.
Is also an all-conference quarterback.
Hey, Shane Falco is darn good at football.
Yeah, but no one ever called him all-conference.
No one's ever said those words to describe a college football player.
He was all-conference.
I was
Sure they
looking at
do.
Swayze's lips. It almost looks like they like ADR'd it. Like he may have said Heisman, and they couldn't say that or something. And they had, like, it's a little fishy.
Wait, he's supposed to be 25 when he gets into the FBI? Where's the timeline here? How long does it take for law school?
He's not a lawyer, though.
You'd have to.
I thought he went to law
He says
school.
multiple times he went to law school.
Yeah, he went to law
Yeah,
school.
but it could have been part of his cover, though, right?
He's such a liar. Can't trust Johnny Utah.
He could be, though. Yeah, you're right. I mean,
He missed
She
his
did give
window.
him
It's
crap
been
for
2
being a lawyer,
years. Can't be an NFL quarterback. Even though he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Nope, sorry, 25, too old. And you lose your eligibility, too.
He's a Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel. He's 25 now and still trying to get in the NFL.
Was Nixon a staunch or was he a Democrat?
I think he was a staunch Democrat.
No,
He was?
No, he was a staunch.
He was a staunch. Gotcha.
Well, yeah, doing the math
He-
on Johnny Utah, it doesn't add up. It means like
Well,
he was
save it for the pod.
He's probably okay.
Nixon hated black people. He's very staunch.
Ronald Reagan hated black people. Very staunch.
He's not a crook.
Lyndon B. Johnson, was he a staunch?
No, he was Democrat for sure.
Yeah, he was the one who replaced Kennedy.
Yeah.
Lyndon B. Johnson had a huge hog. Like to show it to everybody.
Yeah, that's true. And he took meetings on the toilet all the time. He's a weirdo.
And Carter was a staunch, right? No, a Democrat, right?
No, Democrat.
Yeah.
Just
A humble peanut farmer.
So we got 2 staunches and 2 Democrats.
You're so stupid. You're so freaking stupid.
What?
Staunch means you're really something. So, I don't know. Just whatever. I'll save my rage for when you rip on James Cameron.
Brett, it's a joke.
I know, but I got to hear your jokes all freaking day long.
You don't hear anything, Brett. You read it.
You're right. I actually ignore you guys. No, you guys are fine. Josh sucks.
Pro this anti-immigration.
God.
Didn't mean to offend you with human rights violations.
Forgot you were pro-cage, Brett.
The fact that I didn't even want to talk to you guys. You guys are just not worth talking to about this stuff.
No, go ahead. Try and make a point here.
It's literally the same system that Obama had 4 years ago.
He was terrible too.
Yeah, he sucked too. Okay, hey, as long as
he's favorite president.
You know what? If you
He
guys
was
say
terrible.
that, I have so much more respect for you guys.
He ruined this country, bro.
I thought, God, thank you, dude. I thought you guys
Dude.
were just like acting like
He ruined this country.
he's the most divisive president like a century.
Super racist.
Are you being serious? Or you messing with me right now?
I'm messing with you, dude.
He sucks.
Wait, look. There's going to be a Roseanne show without Roseanne.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, it's gonna be called The Connors.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome back, Connors. Great title.
Is that what it's called?
I wish. No, it's just
Oh
called The
man,
Connors.
it's a great.
It just
name.
says a Connor family sitcom minus Roseanne Barr.
Oh, if it was called Welcome Back, Connors, I'd be so
That would be
excited.
so amazing.
They should have just kept the name Roseanne, but replaced her with Christopher Plummer.
That would have been great.
Should have made her a ghost.
Could be Bill Cosby Ghost Dad. Has anybody ever seen Ghost Dad?
No, it sounds like a good pick. You should pick that.
Is that like Shaggy Dog, but he's a ghost?
I mean, I guess I never saw Shaggy Dog, but
it's a great movie.
Like he is in a coma and he's a ghost dad, like literally a ghost dad.
Shaggy Dog is not a great movie. I've never seen it.
Great
but I know
movie,
it.
Dog.
No,
It's a great
not. There's no way. Starring
Gives
Tim
me
Allen.
the feels. When he spells "I'm Dad" in the bowl of alphabet Cheerios, gets me every time.
I've never seen it, but I've just seen the fucking poster where they make Tim Allen look like a dog, and it's all I just
best.
Nope. I've already seen this movie.
And it's got like human eyes. It's really off-putting.
It's like Tusk.
I haven't seen that either.
Who went number 1 tonight? NBA draft.
DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he good. Is Joe on
Who'd
here?
the Bulls pick?
Grayson Allen,
Chris now
Oh
went
my
to
god,
Jazz,
did
right?
they?
Utah Jazz. No, I'm in like 21st.
He went to the Johnny Utah Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a good one. It bums me that Johnny Utah played for Ohio State. Any other team, I would have a Johnny Utah jersey.
Where did he play in the replacements? Wasn't it Ohio State again? Oh, jeez. I wonder if he's from Ohio.
He shaved points in the
Is he
Sugar
from
Bowl.
Ohio?
He's got to be, right?
No, Josh, we can't hear you.
No, he's from
I
Lebanon.
thought he's Canadian.
He's from Lebanon.
Or Jordan.
He's Canadian, but he's from Lebanon.
Sorry.
He's born in Lebanon, I mean, sorry.
Keanu was born in Lebanon?
Oh, yeah. Beirut. He must be a military brat.
He's a vampire.
Explains the accent.
No, he's a vampire. What do you mean his accent? Surfer bro?
Dude, he was fighting an accent the whole time. It was terrible.
English, Hawaii.
He was having an internal war with his words.
Jordan.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Well, it's part Chinese and part Hawaiian, so.
Yeah, he's had a terribly tragic life.
Have any of the Ball brothers gotten
Yeah,
drafted?
the FBI turned him away.
I don't think they're ready yet, Pap, are they?
I have no idea. I was watching their Facebook show today.
Oh,
Ball in the Family?
It just
Real.
it popped up on my TV as like a sponsored.
Great show.
It
Great
was
show.
horrible. I watched it was like a preview of it.
Have you ever seen Keenan Thompson do his LeVar Ball impression?
It's hilarious.
Very good.
When is
Well,
Keenan
they-
going to win an Emmy?
Hello?
Hello?
He's
Hello?
like the glue.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Who
hear
is
you.
this?
He's been on SNL for
Oh, damn.
like
Jordan, we can hear you.
a longer portion.
good.
I think that's Josh.
He's the longest.
Wrong. Fuck off.
He's
Stevie's
the
been
longest
on
guy
there tonight.
ever. I think it's like 14 years, maybe.
That's crazy.
17.
Who?
Keenan
That's got to be
Thompson
like
been on the show
more
for
than half
17
of his
years.
life. He's not that old. That's got to be like half of his life.
He's
He
40.
went straight from all that to SNL.
It's funny that him and Kel both tried out at the same time.
Kel's addicted.
What happened to that guy? Is he dead?
No, I think he's still
I
alive.
think he sells insurance now.
Jordan, why are you so quiet?
You're very quiet.
Yeah.
They were on the Jimmy Fallon show together a couple years ago in a reunion.
Jimmy Fallon's such a bro.
I love Jimmy Fallon though. Can't help it.
You like him laughing just for the sake of laughing?
Some people are laughers, I guess.
Did you like Conan at least?
Oh yeah, Conan's great.
All right, good.
Very nice.
Brad, just be prepared. I'm gonna
How do
swing
I-
it to you a lot tonight.
How do I make myself louder?
Okay.
You already sound louder.
Already?
Yeah,
This movie came out when you and Josh were in the primes of your lives.
Maybe just
Oh
talk
yeah, I've
louder.
seen this movie.
Or
I've seen this
more in
movie
the
quite a few.
microphone.
I've actually seen this movie at Josh's house.
This makes way more sense now. Grab two.
Give me 2.
Utah. Give me
Utah.
2.
Utah.
100% Utah. Good job. That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
I'm so hungry I could eat ass end of a dead rhino.
Say what you want about Gary.
pretty
I'll
good
save
line.
it. Never mind. I'll save
I
it.
love Gary Busey.
Yeah, he's great in like everything until he went super crazy.
Well, he got in an accident, then got
Yeah, but that was in like the early
Brain damage.
80s, wasn't it?
Got Dane brain damage, man.
Was it a motorcycle accident or was it a car
I
accident?
think it was a motorcycle. That's what I remember, but I'm looking it up right now. I thought it was in the early 80s, though.
Probably just ran into a mound of cocaine and never came out of it.
Probably ran into his teeth and suffered.
1988.
Hey, those are good caps.
Those are really good caps.
Those things are scary looking.
They have a life of their own.
They
They're
stick out
its
5
own
feet in front
person.
of him. He got a concussion on him.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Did you say hello?
No, I said hello.
Sounds so far away.
Now that we're here.
Check, Mike. Checkity, check.
Whoa.
Do you not have headphones in?
Yeah, I'll get headphones. There we
Josh almost forgot to podcast without headphones. How silly.
Dumbass.
Fuck you, Carolina boy.
That Mikey's water heater again or whatever?
Who's making smoothies?
Mikey's skydiving.
Seriously, what is that, though?
This is fucking awesome! Just no training whatsoever. Just picks up skydiving first try.
Wait, Mikey wasn't talking about the noise?
It's the same thing that happened during Labyrinth, right?
Check.
Must be in the basement.
Episode? I don't remember what episode.
Check.
Utah, give me 2.
Give me 2.
Check.
Motherfucker. That's what they said in the remake.
Does he use the same line as from that dumb Tom Cruise movie that you guys watched?
Legend?
Yeah.
There's nothing dumb about that movie, Jordan.
What
I've
line?
never watched it.
Steve, you gotta
Adios.
give that up, man.
Amigos.
Adios, amigos!
That's what Bodie says.
Yeah, he does. It was a reference to Legend.
Mm.
I don't think anybody's ever made a reference to Legend in any movie.
Because a reference to legend just means a reference to vague sci-fi fantasy. It's nothing.
I would argue that
It's like a comic book movie in a mall.
The Devil in South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut is a clear reference to Legend.
I'm reading some of these reviews from Legend, and they're awesome.
Great movie, man. It's a great midnight movie.
I will never watch that movie again.
Which cut?
Yes.
We all have shitty movies that we love, and that's just one of them I love.
Everyone's got them.
I guess mine is a comic book movie in a mall.
No, that's not a bad movie, though, so that doesn't qualify.
Or a shitty Western with a white guy playing the Mexican.
Well, I took that on request, that movie. That person was so heartbroken, Scott Banner. Stopped
Well, that's
listening
who-
to the pod after that.
That's who requested Ducky Sucker?
Yeah.
Oh, Scotty's the nicest guy in the world. That's sad.
Glad we could be doing that for him.
Something about our westerns. We really.
I was just gonna say
flop.
McGraw quit after Tombstone.
That's what that McMaster's guy called in and bitched about.
So which one of you is McMaster's, Josh or Brett?
I didn't even know what you were talking about until you told me.
It's still Brett.
Sounds like it's McGraw now.
Yeah.
I asked him. He said he had no idea what I was talking about, which I actually believe that it wasn't him.
You asked him. You thought it was McGraw. You asked him.
Oh, definitely. That was way back when you guys started, because you guys asked me on a podcast, "Are you McMaster's?" I go, "Sure."
You're like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I know. Now I know what you're talking about. But then, when you guys were talking about it on chats one time, I asked him about it. He's like, "Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about."
Are we going to like
pod?
No, ref. Well, yeah, but are we gonna rip into that Phil Mickelson, that Mason Mickelson?
I don't know. If he's 15, I don't want to bully him too much.
I'd rather talk about the YouTube comment and then the departed. If we're gonna do anything.
Yeah, we can space out the comments. We don't want to do the whole mailbag.
Snowflakes got so upset at the N-word.
He said snowflakes?
I don't know what he said. That was
Brett, that had to be you.
That was the heart.
No.
That was Tim. It's Tim Staunch, and when I golfed with him, he told me that basically Brett was talking a bunch of shit about how we're talking about staunchers all the time. Because Tim and Brett are staunchers together.
Pretty much. Neither one of us are Republican, but pretty much.
What?
Right.
I guess it's a good time to back
Tim
out.
is definitely a Republican, though, right?
He's mostly libertarian on most. He's libertarian on most things.
He tweets a lot of Republican shit.
I heard
He does that. He does that for one person and one person only.
What does that mean?
Don't worry about it.
Who's that one person?
What
Josh?
the fuck are you talking about? I hope it's me, because I've had him blocked for like 6 months.
He's really getting his point across.
I guess maybe I caught him.
For weeks, he's been saying, that'll show him.
Hopefully someone's running hijack, because we should air all that at the end of this episode.
Oh, it's been going.
Is it? Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Mikey's still here?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to count us down.
Yeah.
Oh, are we ready?
I don't know.
Sounds like Jordan's ready.
Stevie's the host.
So bad at it.
Esteban.
So I think it's Brett the whole time.
No, that's my crutch.
Is it? I found keep it Pappy.
No, just
spread it around, man. I got you.
All right. Can we talk about pro cages?
I will staunchly defend you.
All right.
Are we bringing up that comment or not? Because then I got to pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up. We'll do it first thing.
I think it would be pretty funny.
Actually, Stevie, it's nice to have a mailbag to toss to when you get exhausted as host. Just saying, if you want to save it.
I'm doing it now because I have nothing to go on, Josh.
Point Break predicted Fortnite. This is spoilers.
What?
Keanu Reeves.
Can you say his
with
name?
a pistol. Keanu Reeves.
Keanu. Mikey.
Xenu.
What's
I
our
do like
project?
Xenu.
What's our project right here?
I got a 44/1.
A niner. Fuck you, Jordan.
We used to always change it to 48,000. We stopped.
That's
I
a
don't know
Josh
why.
thing.
I'm just making sure I'm on the same thing as you guys.
It's a Josh thing.
My default is 48, and then I realized everyone else's default is 44/1. So I was like, we'll just do that. So I switched mine, and don't say anything.
That's
now.
big of you.
It's fine.
Staunch 48.
I'm just explaining
A
myself.
staunch 48.
The contiguous staunch 48.
The lower
So
40
bonus
staunch.
points. Bonus points who can never use the word staunch the most in this podcast.
That's who wins trivia.
It's not even trivia. If you say staunch the most, you win.
The contest.
Most dangerous game.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Money, count us down.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.